My name is Corey Johnson, and I'm going to talk about my project, Bayesian Capital Budgeting. The motivation for tackling a capital budgeting problem stems from wanting to combine two of my favorite interests, computer science and finance. And as I seek to go into the financial field, I want to combine my computer science skills, and artificial intelligence is increasingly becoming a part of the everyday life of a working finance professional. Furthermore, it's having incredible impacts in quantitative finance, which I'm interested in, and capital budgeting. This is also an application of academic research, which I really wanted to incorporate. And this project is based on a paper by Frederick Sturbins and Chester Spack called Learning, Preemption, and the Degree of Rivalry. This also serves as evidence of prior work for me to use as a stepping stone into more advanced projects, and also to learn more about applications for artificial intelligence in finance. The scenario and model for this application is that there's an exclusive long-term capital project, such as a dam, where if one firm invests in the project, it excludes all other firms after invests. All firms within this market move simultaneously, and they are trying to determine if the project is profitable. The distribution of project cash flow returns over time determine whether the project will be profitable, meaning that there's a distribution of cash returns, either high or low, in each time period, and each firm is trying to determine what the true nature of the distributions of returns for the project is. Really, they are comparing the expected future value of their cash flows if they defer investment to the net present value of cash flows based on a required investment. The underlying methods and assumptions for this model stem that there are n firms with prior probabilities, one for each of the different distributions that the project could have, that there's a probability of a high return in any period that is known for each of the different distributions. There's an observed return each period, high or low. There's a constant discount factor beta. There's Bayesian revision at each time step, such as where each firm updates their Bayesian posteriors based on new available observations after each time step. There's a finite number of periods t, and there's a decision equation where in red you see the Bayesian filtering aspect, where a firm will look at all future cash flows based on the current state. So it uses the current Markov state to project forward into the future, all possible future states, and that compares to the blue equation, which is the net present value of expected cash flows in the present. And if a firm invests, it will split all the proceeds and costs with any other firms that invest. Here are some of the interesting results from this project. The paper that this project was originally based on only allowed for two distributions of returns, and each firm had the same priors. My project allows for each firm to have differing priors and also allows for a third distribution. This third distribution had the very interesting effect of increasing the expected value of the net present value for the cash returns, and actually saw to a decrease in the median number of time it took to invest for each of the firms, which is something I really didn't consider at the beginning, and I found to be one of the most fascinating things about this project. However, if we look at the graphs below, we see that the median number of firms versus time to invest for the high distribution and the medium distribution roughly tracks what is expected in the original paper, where as the number of firms increases, the median time to invest decreases. And you see this slower for the median distribution than the high distribution. But what's really interesting is that for the low distribution, as the number of firms increases, there sometimes is the effect where the number of firms, as they increase, it actually has an effect where firms won't invest at all. This is partially due to the lower value for the expected value of those cash returns. And so it had an interesting effect that I didn't really anticipate, but I think should be studied more in the future iterations of this project. Thank you for allowing me to present my project to you, and I look forward to be able to improve on this project and other projects like this in the future as my skills improve. Thank you.